one, and we should be going.
All right, welcome back to Oathbound Roads. So, this newfound gaggle of 5 friends and adventurers, fresh off of success in rescuing the Scion Esther from the clutches of a wicked witch, found themselves with one of the most dreadful things an adventurer can have: free time. They chose to go about it in their own ways. Some were busier than others. Anaphora, the human bard, was largely tending to her longtime associate and friend Walder, who had grown quite sick while held in captivity. And said people who held him in captivity, the Ion Reich soldiers, were now incarcerated themselves and visited by Jeddah the Changeling and Vask the Sorcerer. And, well, there were some exchanges, some more consensual than others, and a lot of very interesting information came to light when Vask dug deep into the mind of the cleric that led the Reich group. Meanwhile, Garm and Hildegard both sought out knowledge and understanding of their own respective paths. Garm heading out to find the group of blood hunters nestled out outside, asking them her little bits of understanding and if there was a potential place for him to hunker down in the event that there was a need for it in the near future. Meanwhile, Hildegard went on a journey to the library at the college, seeking knowledge of whatever it was that afflicted her with the bizarre magical ailment that took away her clerical power. With help from an Owlin professor named Dimly, they managed to find a few things, but it was when she was left alone, with the aid of her twin bird familiars, that she managed to find something surprisingly telling. Though the crucial bit of information was stolen away at the last moment by one of those birds deciding to rip out the page and eat it. After that was all said and done, information was shared about what all they had learned, and Jeddah went off to check out the root cellar one more time, see if there were any remains of her now deceased friend Nern to be found, with help from Sam, the changeling rogue who had provided some aid behind the scenes up to this point. They had some heart-to-hearts, only to realize that they were eavesdropped upon, by a strange little pale blonde nerd named Vara, who needed their help tracking down something called a glacial behemoth for her final, apparently. Jeddah, pissed off and just in a lot of need for some kind of stress relief, just agreed. Went back into the guild hall and managed to convince everyone else to do the same. So, armed with about a sentence and a half's worth of information, we come back upon the lot of you. Change over to the Ibrana map. Now,
Yeah.
you guys managed to get a short rest out of the night, so if anyone had any points or anything they can get that back. They can roll hit die if need be, though I don't think anyone lost any HP.
No, I don't think I expended anything.
Nope.
We were fresh off a rest.
Yep. All right. Could I get someone to roll a d8 for me real quick?
Could I do it?
Sure.
Okay.
7. Oh, Vask got there first. All right.
Alrighty.
Oops. Sorry.
It's all good.
No problem.
I'll let you get the next one. All right. Oh, boy.
I clicked it right as I heard Raven asking to roll it. I'm like, oops.
It happens. Don't
It's
worry
fine.
about it. Well, I wouldn't be too happy about it. So as you guys open your eyes and look out, there is a lot more snow on the ground than there was, and there was no small amount before. It appears a blizzard rolled in overnight.
Whoops.
Oh, great.
Wizard Blizzard to blame.
So, nestled away in the guild hall, the morning is yours. How would you like to go about this mission? I would say that with the weather intensifying, Vara definitely would not have been able to make it back all the way to the college and dorm without getting snowed, frostbit to death.
Yeah,
So you definitely would have had to have stayed there.
she's awake and downstairs and drinking several cups of coffee at once.
Ah, cramming time.
She is very awake.
All right.
All right. Nat comes down, just doing some stretches. Oh, you're still here.
Well, I figured if I left, I would die, so yes.
Why would you look out the window?
She just points out the window.
Oh,
It's complete straight face. Just hold out your arm.
you're not there.
I saw that,
I'd rather you not.
The
You get a room?
what was that?
Did you get a room?
You're very quiet, Nora.
Did you get a room?
No?
Where did you sleep?
I still can't hear you.
Oh my god, where did you sleep?
On the floor?
You just look over and see there's a pile of like rugs and assorted blankets. Rousier's kind of collecting them. It's like, what? I felt bad.
Alright.
I told her she could have one of the rooms, but she was already passed out.
She just kind of shrugs and goes, I didn't have any money on me.
It's like, right. Yeah, I forget. You college kids have them all in those accounts you get once you graduate. For a second, I was about to be like, bullshit, you kids are rich up to the gills, but yeah, right now, you're as broke as the rest of us.
She snaps and points at him like, yeah. After I kill something, I mean, I should be able to get it. I could have paid you back, I suppose.
Don't worry about it. Alright. Just starts tucking away the blanket back room.
How's the weather? Did anything happen overnight?
Not that I heard. With blizzard conditions like this, not much happens.
Yeah, but you never know.
That you don't. So, overheard the rest of y'all were talking about taking on some kind of hunt.
Yeah, for her actually.
My final...
I don't think she would survive by herself, and I need something to hit, so...
I don't suppose you know what a glacial behemoth is, do you?
Rolling for him? Oh, that's actually not bad. Monster knowledge was never exactly my strong suit, but it sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm supposed to...
I mean, there's stuff out here that comes out during the winter. I wouldn't be shocked if it's something that nestles out. With a name like that, it sounds big. So it probably needs somewhere pretty open. Probably wouldn't do great in the mountains or the woods. Maybe out near the coast is where I'd start looking, but I don't know. I'd ask people who are a little more knowledgeable about this stuff. Maybe try your luck at the library or somebody.
He was asking the hunters.
Yeah, they'd actually probably be a good source for that too.
Oh, hi, Garm. Good morning.
Is it actively storming, or is all the snow have fallen?
It is still falling pretty hard outside. You can hear the wind a little bit. I should turn on that sound, actually.
You have the power.
Good morning, big man. And she's like, that kind of weird, dreamy smile. She's just looking at you like, how's it going?
Hardly the weather to head out.
Oh, it kind of sucks.
We've traveled in this kind of weather before. Well, wait, is it as bad as it was when we were traveling in it, or?
This looks pretty heavy. You don't know if it'll subside
Yeah,
or not. Hard to tell.
if I remember right, the way we traveled in, it was like post blizzard.
Yeah, it's like you guys had a blizzard happen overnight and woke up to a foot of snow.
So
Yeah, we were already on our way when it came onto us.
Well, we're just going to be in town for now. So I think we'll be fine to go out and go see the hunters at least, because they're not gone. Were they far?
They're camping in the ruins.
All right, I know where the ruins are. Yeah, we should be safe as long as we don't like fall. Looks at how short Avara is, as long as we don't fall into any snowdrifts.
yeah, the flat 5 foot.
Yeah. The
God.
damn near halfling that doesn't exist.
Oh my god. Hildegard's actually taller than her. It's weird.
That's why you were concerned last time.
She's small.
Yeah, we should be fine to go around town as long as we don't aren't stupid about it.
Yeah,
I-
you
I-
should be all right. There'll be people out there clearing the paths and stuff. Thanks to the fact that this is a wizard college, it's actually not that hard to do.
Yeah, and I could literally just reach my hand into the snow and pull you out. That's fine.
Handy stuff.
Handy stuff. Haha.
Matt just looks at Bar again.
She's giving you
Right.
literal finger guns.
It's like just a
Oh my
wry,
God.
frangly grin from the Silver Dragonborn.
Both up. All right. Where is Vask and the garden? Are they still asleep?
No.
Oh,
Once again, turning around, another one is there.
I'll have Vask.
Well, Bass comes walking out of the kitchen, actually carrying a platter full of pancakes.
Oh shit.
I thought I smelled something.
And he goes, actually, I don't know. Would there be syrup?
Yeah,
If
there
not,
would be.
there's like fruit preserves or whatever.
Oh yeah, they can do syrup here.
This is a mountainous region. A lot of tree tappers
Yeah.
around the mountains.
Okay, so yeah, it's just simple but filling pancake and fruit breakfast.
Yeah, good call. Stuff like that'll keep you guys going pretty good when it gets cold out there.
Oh,
I
good
was
morning.
gonna post my cook's utensils, but I realized I misread the prepare meals. It's healing during a short rest, not gaining temp HP. So it's just a fancy meal.
I'll just say that it's hot food and it will affect DCs if you guys have to go out in the cold at any one point because you'll have warm food in your bellies.
Oh yeah, you can give us temp HP, right? Is that do you have chef or
No,
no?
it's
cooking utensils, never mind.
that's a chef thing.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of the prepare meals. It's during a short rest. If I cook during it, if people are spending hit die, you get 1 extra hit point per hit die rolled.
Which
It
isn't
is
bad.
good to have when we need to do that. Yeah.
Very, very useful little bit of extra healing. But either way,
Yeah.
for now, you guys just get a warm breakfast. These are very well made pancakes. I won't ask you to roll for it because you've had time.
And
They're
I
warm.
did set aside a pancake each for the birds.
You just-
Well, I should warn you, those two are already gone. Nah, they're not. Hildegard's not there yet.
Oh, the one
Vask
with those
is- it's like-
plates.
Knows that he has to prepare for the birds, otherwise somebody's food is getting stolen.
Like,
Yeah.
as soon as those plates hit the table, they just descend from the rafters.
It's like, oh. It's like, oh shit, wow, they're quick. They just immediately start ripping it apart and
And there's just a light thudding sound from upstairs.
oh no.
Oh, she's
You woke up to
buzzing.
the sound. You woke up to the feeling of a lot of hot dough being consumed.
They opened their eyes, just saw nothing but just like pancakes encompassing all of you as they're
And
swimming in it.
hearing the thump Vasquil like look at one of the birds and say, "Hey, Hildegard, breakfast is ready." And then points towards the window for the bird to look. It's like, better dress warmly.
Oh my god.
Neither of them look up. There is sugar and breadstuffs in front of them.
They look like they've just done cocaine a little bit.
As
Like,
she goes,
Hildegard. Sorry.
go ahead.
I just say Hildegard gets dressed and she has a hand on the wall as she's slowly, like very carefully taking her way down the stairs. She did spend like a couple months blind, so she's not exactly super new to this, but
But it's
not
not
fun.
ideal.
yeah. She just comes down, blinks, and just like, it's like, am I the last one up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good morning.
Slowly looks around, can't see you because there's nothing but plate and pancake in view.
Plus side, they're almost done.
Yeah, then they're gonna fucking pass out or go after
Whatever,
someone
you
else's.
can't go today. Hildegard can't see.
Anyway, she's just gonna like keep a hand in front of her, just slowly walk towards the sound of birds scarfing.
Nat gets up and carefully, gently takes your hand.
Just jumps a little bit at that, but it just like nods.
And leads her to the table.
Yeah. When she's there, she can at least kind of sense where the birds are and just shoot a glare in their direction.
Yeah, just it's all right. Hildegard, I got you.
Thank you, Nat.
That's fine.
No, I mean it. Thank you.
Fine. No, don't worry about it.
Wow,
Just-
you're really awkward, aren't you?
I'm technically blind, miss.
Not you,
Raises
her.
an eyebrow.
Oh.
What? Wait, what? Me?
You just watch her like she's eating pancakes with one hand and taking bits of pancakes and putting it under her hat as we're doing this.
I am the awkward one?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Sure.
Because
Yeah, what's her familiar? A squirrel?
Weasel.
It's the least weasel.
Weasel, that was it.
The least
Yeah.
weasel I can have.
it's like, because you moved pancake, the bird struck it, then Hildegard just, her face banana cats as she watches pancake under your hat.
Even the least amount of weasel possible is more than enough weasel to kill you.
She sees you like looking, I guess, and she pulls out like she holds out the bit of pancake from away from under her hat, and you see this tiny little weasel come out and grab it, and also bite her finger for keeping it away from him.
Oh,
War dances back into your hat.
that's less awkward. I thought you were storing bits of pancake in snarls of your hair, and it terrified me.
No, I put those in my pockets.
At least she's honest about it.
I didn't put
You
syrup on
should
them.
meet Anaphora. I think Anaphora would find you funny.
Yeah,
I think
she's
she'd
gonna
like
be
you.
pretty occupied for a while. Walder is not doing great, not gonna lie.
What happened
I
to
set
him?
aside some food for her and Valder.
Frostbite. Reich held him captive for a while for questioning, and they arrested him when he was naked. Didn't bother to clothe him, stupid shits.
Oh.
Fucking these pieces of shit.
The Reich is rude.
Yeah, rude. That is a technically correct word for what they are.
I could see other words.
You could, and I in fact encourage you because it's the fucking right.
He's like, noted.
It's like, know your political leanings. Oh shit, that's right. I just remembered. If you guys are going out, there's another place you can look. I keep forgetting they're down there. But you could always try the Cornerstone.
The what? Wait, do I know what that is?
Yeah,
I
you
just heard
do.
it's in town.
You know. The Cornerstone is a... You think it's technically still a tavern? Though it doesn't... It looks like it's been ravaged by centuries of weathering. It's a really old tavern down by the coast that a lot of fishermen go to. Most
Okay.
people forget it's there. It's kind of a weird tourist destination for some people because it's technically the very first tavern built on this continent.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good
Damn.
idea, actually.
Keep forgetting about it. Those fishermen don't really interact with people all that much. But hey, if anybody's seen something weird out here, they're out in the wild more than anybody else.
That's very true.
Now, you guys gonna wait out the weather a bit, or are you gonna try and brave it?
I mean, we can at least go around, like, in town or close to it. That should be fine.
Yeah, just be careful. Blizzards like this, even the most seasoned people can get lost if they try to cut through alleyways. Stick to the open spaces if you can.
I know the alleys.
You watch Shivara just nod her head to everything this guy says. Like, yeah, I will take this into consideration, because you know more than I do.
Well, I know these alleys better than probably anyone else. Well, most people in this entire town.
I'm sure you do. Just take care, that's all.
I
Why do you do drugs?
I have company, so I need to be wary of the company. Not like that came out wrong. I just mean that I can't take you guys places that I can go.
Wow, you are awkward.
Fuck you.
Are you a drug dealer? Is that why you know the alleys? You
No.
deal drugs? I won't tell if you do.
Oh my god. I know drug dealers, but I'm not one.
Yeah, she beats up
Bastards
people on
just
behalf
sitting
of the
there
drug dealers sometimes, though.
Oh,
Hey,
you're
that's a rumor and you know it.
an
Yeah,
enforcer. Okay.
rumor. As he walks back into
No.
another room.
Cool, a
Just
drug
muffled.
enforcer.
No, I have not been able to shake that one.
Just muffled snickering on the other side of the table.
she would glare at you, which that doesn't matter. You can't see me glare at you. There's no fun in that.
Pancakes are probably
Well,
gone by now.
Yeah, they're both
Alright, well,
asleep on the plate, which is still warm. So yeah, they're both just nestled up, looking considerably pudgier than before. They are both passed out on this hot plate.
Alright, yeah, think what you want, whatever.
I will.
I'm a drug enforcer. There, you happy?
I am.
Cool. So we're all here. We're all getting our breakfast. We've
Yep,
got,
everyone is
we
there.
got a tavern and the hunters. Do we want to go together or do we want to go half and half?
No reason to split up.
I mean, there is a reason. It's quicker.
On this, I wouldn't risk it in this weather.
Fair enough. 1 second. You're me.
She's got to go beat up somebody for doing drugs.
We're not paying for their drugs.
Shut up, I was getting food.
She's paying for drugs.
They aren't drugs.
That's what a drug
Anyway,
dealer says.
oh my god.
You're just giving her
If
more
I was-
ammunition.
If I was a drug dealer, I'd be a terrible one because you would know.
But don't you want people to know you deal drugs so you can sell them to people? Right?
I'm not getting in this conversation.
She's like, she looks over at Vass and goes, right? That's right, right?
He's just sitting there smoking his pipe and just shrugs.
What are we doing, guys? Stick together, split up.
Is there any reason to split up?
We cover more ground.
Var's gonna point at Garm and go, I go with his advice because you're a drug dealer and you're not,
Sure, fine, alright.
your advice is to
We
do
all-
drugs.
And
you can't tell
I have
because
not-
her face doesn't, she always looks completely serious. But if you look,
He always looks dope.
if you look
doesn't look
close enough,
serious.
she is just kind of smiling a little bit. It's like she's giving you fucking shit. Her face is very easy to read if you look.
And there Vask is smoking something that's definitely not tobacco.
Aren't we all going to the same place? So
Well, there's two places to look. There's the inn, or the tavern, and the hunters. Garm, do you think the hunters would mind a bunch of people coming to ask some questions?
Lusant has given me no reason to think that they would be aggressive.
Well, I don't mean aggressive. I just meant if they would be annoyed by a bunch of people coming to them.
Perhaps. Or perhaps they might be interested in joining the hunt.
Maybe. Look, Savara. Would you mind more people coming?
No, I mean, I don't know what this thing is, and, I'd like to not die. That's on my list.
Yeah, good. It should be. I don't know.
See,
We
I
took
have it right
closer.
here, actually, and she pulls out an actual list.
Oh, good.
And the third one down is not die.
What's the first one?
She's not gonna show you those. There's two more above that.
We will have to know those eventually. You know that now. You have
I
set
know.
that up.
Yeah. Which is closer, the hunter spot or the tavern?
Cornerstone's technically in town. In fact, let's go to the Hallow Hall map. Cornerstone. Am I in the right layer, first of all? Gotta make sure. Yes, I am. Cornerstone is down here.
Okay.
Hunters are over outside of town. It's a bit of a longer walk.
Okay. I guess we should go to the tavern first. It's closer.
Okie dokie, Smokey.
You say that as she's pulling a cigarette out.
Oh, I didn't even mean it that way.
Well, whatever. These are also nice when it's snowing. As long as it's not too windy out. Yeah, Vask. Vask,
Yes.
you want to
Oh,
give me a light?
yes. And yeah, little prestidigitation, little flame. It's like Flicks it off of his finger and it floats across over.
She lights it. Thank you.
Oh, you could do that too.
What?
You could do that too.
Oh. I knew how to do that once upon a time, but that is long behind me now. Makes a face.
A drug dealer and a wizard.
Drug dealing wizard.
Right. So
You guys head out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, unless someone wants to do something else.
Vara's caffeinated and ready, so
You're preparing for the cold by your body entering a state of constant vibration.
Yep.
You're almost like if you drank a few more, you'd have casted the blur spell on yourself.
I can do that.
That's how artificers cast the blur spell. You just take out like Philippine coffee and just chug it.
All right. So, putting on the warm weather clothes, the best and most insulated you can, you step out and are pretty immediately greeted with being slapped in the face by some biting cold wind.
Yeah.
Oh. I immediately use prestidigitation to warm up my clothing on the inside.
You're going to have to do that like every 6 seconds.
Yep, basically.
Just doing these hand motions to yourself as you walk along.
Okay. Could I have said that I took the time during the breakfast and getting ready to leave to do the ritual for telepathic bond, because this wind might make talking a little bit difficult.
Yep, sure. Absolutely, you could have had time for that.
You set up, do you let him borrow?
Oh,
Do you let him put you in our telepathic communication?
Oh yeah, I guess Vask would
she
be
goes,
like, he'll telepathically speak to her just normally. It's like, hey, so, little trick I can do, I can link us all up so we can talk without words. Is that cool with you?
oh, you can do that too? Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, now we're telepathically
And
bonded.
her voice sounds like it's like echoing down a Pringles tube.
It's evocative.
Not just echoing, but from a Pringles tube specifically.
Specific. It's a different sound.
Now I've got that Borzoi meme in my head. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so stepping out with Nat's knowledge of the city layout, it does not take you too long. None of you get lost.
Despite my best efforts.
You make your way. After about an hour, there is a bit of a walk down a slope. And then here's some cliffside, which is not fun. It's a little slick, and the ground starts to get kind of rough and pebbly.
Mhm.
You eventually make your way down to the cornerstone.
Ooh.
Here we are.
As you approach, you see, well, you could see why a lot of people forget about this place. Nature has somewhat reclaimed it. It's also like half of its side is covered in wind-blown snow at this point. But you can see some windows open, a little bit of firelight, and some smoke coming out of the chimney. Very, very little of it is visible for long before the wind picks it up and carries it away. But you see an old tavern with some fishing boats that have seen better days. Seen better days really just describes this whole site before you, honestly.
Huh. That's kind of a shame.
You see Vara tilt her head and look at the building and go. Again, her eyes are clear and she goes, "It still stands, though. Against everything, it still stands." And she shakes her head,
Yeah.
and her eyes glaze back over and go, huh?
What do you mean?
What?
You're the one who said something.
No, I didn't.
All right.
Just Hildegard's gonna slowly whisper, "Do you have voices in your head?"
I don't think so.
Mm,
She goes, do I have voices in my head? She's talking to herself. No, they didn't answer.
I mean, we're the only ones in there right now, it seems.
When you say that, you hear, yes, you do.
Oh, shit!
Vass just kind of looks over like Nat, like, really?
She doesn't look. She's not like look. She's still looking at the tavern, just face not looking at you. But there's a tiny smile tugging at her face.
Oh, yeah, it's you. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it is.
That's weird.
You consented.
She just blinks at you like... Was that meant to sound that way?
Well, hello. Who knows? You can't trust the drug dealer.
No, I can't. She's...
Well,
Again,
she
she
walks
has
forward
that little
to the tavern.
shitty... She has that little shitty smirk on her face.
As you guys approach, you are suddenly greeted by something walking by your flank as you see Biter, as well as actually tailed behind you guys.
All right.
Is that a horse?
I don't.
We're not sure.
Hildegard turns around and goes, "I didn't think he came this close to town."
He goes where he will.
Well, he walks over, trudges the snow over to Biter. How's he doing with all the snow?
Weirdly, seems okay about all of it. Kind of nonplussed. He just kind of flicks himself every once in a while, and as snow built up on his body falls down. Kind of shakes himself like a dog does a little bit.
Right.
So, when you go up to Biter, floating after you is a single pancake that floats over to Biter.
Biter banana cats at you. What am I supposed to do with this shit?
Not
You get
me.
the vibe of.
Maybe I
Not
should have
me,
made
no.
a bacon pancake for him.
Yeah.
Hungry.
He says, patting and rubbing Biter's nose.
Hildegard's gonna move a little closer and like pull like the handful of beef jerky out of her like provisions pack.
And it
And
jolts toward you with alarming speed.
she's gonna offer it to him with her hand, and she's gonna state, "If you take a bite of me, you get no more treats."
I recommend you put your hand flat.
She is. She knows how to handle horses.
Is this a horse,
Horse-adjacent
though?
things.
Yeah.
This could be horse adjacent.
No. She's
Horse
extending.
convergent.
She's extending trust and offering a deal.
I'm gonna roll something.
Fair.
What do you know?
You lose a hand.
Just trudges slowly towards you. It totally feels like that scene from the Horse Girl movie, every Horse Girl movie, where they begin to bond. There's caution as this wild, untamable creature begins to show signs that maybe he can be broken.
Somehow, even though she has no pupils or irises, her eyes sparkle.
The birds
How are you
roll
doing
their
that?
eyes for a moment.
It's kind of fitting that the witch warlock would be the one to bond with the horrible meat-eating horse.
Yeah.
would.
She's just like lightly brushing his mane as he's just, just giving him all her fucking beef jerky.
Licks the beef jerky out of your hand, and you just hear crunching sounds. He swallows it. Just This weirdly, Garm, you are connected to this horse. This is the most contented you've ever had him feel.
He likes you. Walks away.
Spider nuzzles your mannequin's shoulder, knocking one of the birds off of it with his
Oh
head.
my god!
Gonna
The
be
bird is
fought
so
over.
blindsided by it and so tubby from the pancake earlier that he actually falls into the snow for a moment.
Can I try and catch the bird?
I'm gonna say no.
It's funny. He just makes a little hole in the snow and then peeks out. Like, fuck.
Just makes that murder grackle face for a moment. Flutters
Oh.
back up,
Bird,
Spider
oh,
nuzzles
white
you for a
bird.
moment. And walks
Jeez.
over and starts eating these prickly holly bushes right here.
Holy shit.
Berries and all.
So, only things that can kill him will he eat, apparently.
A fascinating animal.
He's special.
No, I didn't know he actually ate plants. Just mental recalibration.
Burst,
Here's
burst.
horrible crunching, ice cracking sounds of he's eating these frozen leaves.
Burst squints.
He eats what he
Anyway,
can.
now that that heartwarming scene is over. Goes up the front door of the tavern.
Yep, there's not much of a door. It's basically just an open doorway.
Is it
Heads into the
this way?
tavern.
Yep. You guys can drop your tokens down if you want. You don't have to. It's no big thing.
Okay.
I wanna-
Which is the entrance here?
Yeah, it's right here.
Bug in my face.
How I feel.
Yeah, just had a fly in my face.
Yep. That time of year.
The mosquitoes here don't seem to care for me, but the flies do.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Alright, entering in. Let's alter the sound volume again. Okay, let's turn on. It is small. The wood flooring groans and creaks. It is somewhat similar in condition to the underground lab you guys went through a few days back. This
It's a
place
couple,
would. The health code would say burn this place down in the modern day if they saw it. It is a disrespect to the profession of taverns, they would say. But it smells nice. All in all, there's this strange aged smell to everything. You could see that the walls are darker than the inside than they should be, and you could tell it's probably just smoke having accumulated on the stone woodwork for centuries of time. I didn't have time to make tokens for the fishermen, so these Hallow Hall student ones will have to do. You see a lot of very gnarled, very frostbit, calloused older folk, humans almost entirely, sitting around at the different tables, bars. One of them sitting over there by the fire playing a lute that doesn't look like it's, in the best shape in the world. The tavern
Well,
keep.
huh?
The tavern keep just looks over. It's like, oh, new faces. Well, I'd say make yourself comfortable, but that's
You've probably seen me before.
can't say as I have actually.
When I've been in here. At least once.
Now, a lot of people say that. So, ain't much, but welcome to the Cornerstone. What can I get for you?
Well, looks over to Vara. We're looking for something.
She peeks around the giant woman and waves and goes, "Hi! Do you know anything about it?" You see her blue screen, basically, for a second, and go,
Glacial?
"Glacial behemoths!" Big friendly smile on her face.
They give her she's a student.
The tavern keep, a tall, very pale, salt and pepper haired guy. It's pretty scruffy looking. I mean, Behemoth. That's Hey, Quaid, you know anything about that? You usually fish out there near the flats. See, that sounds like something you were describing not too long ago, wasn't it? And this one guy who's just slumped on the bar, completely unconscious, just looks and then just looks back and goes, oh shit, hold on. Quaid just pulls out like a fishing pill hook and just starts poking him a little bit. Quaid.
Should I give him a shake?
Don't, he might actually die. Hold on.
How old is this man?
Yeah, how old is this man?
It's pretty dimly lit in here, but the guy looks pretty up there. Wait, come on. Where? And this leather, almost mummified looking old man just kind of
Oh my god.
ears up. Just, what do you need, Rowan? I swear. So you said my tap wasn't due yet. See, that's not what I'm here for, Quaid. See, are you sober enough to speak here? Just got something kind of... Got some folk here. A student from the college has a question for you. What the hell are they doing down here for? They got that fancy book room place thing. All the stuff in the world there. I don't need nothing from old
All that
Quaid.
stuff there can't match up to a first-hand fisherman's knowledge.
The old man blushes a little bit at that, but you can't tell if it's because of how inebriated he is or not. I should also specify that it's like 10 in the morning.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
He's been here overnight, hasn't he?
Most likely slept here, yes. Alright. Walks back around. Let me know if I can get you anything.
Oh yeah, I'll take something. What do you got?
Shit, hold on. And she walks into the back room. What'd you say? Glacial?
Glacial Behemoth. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yeah, I heard of those. Saw one once. Rare thing. Takes a long time for them to grow, I think. Yeah, they hunt out east of here, out in the tundra space near the coast. When you see one, don't know much about them. I never tangled with them. They don't come out in the water, but...
Alright. Any idea how we could find one?
Hey, they eat whatever they can get. Reindeer, yaks. Probably could take a small dragon if they wanted to.
Oh, alright.
They're big, some bitches. I know that much. That was good. Good ways offshore, and those things still look bigger than my boat.
Should be a good thing. Should be a good fight.
It came up, yeah, I remember now. It came up from under the ice, burrowed down beneath it, I think.
Oh.
I mean, why are you looking for one of those for?
I'll beat it up.
Steps aside so far as visible.
She just waves and goes, I'm gonna beat it up.
Eh. Eh. Just starts coughing.
Okay.
I'm old.
Brother.
I mean, can only say, I think I saw mine like 12 years ago. Ain't seen one since. They ain't common.
You
Can't
did say
take
they
me.
take a while to grow, right?
Probably. Most things do.
So we could have an even bigger one, or just one that, has been growing since.
I don't know. Could have gotten bigger, could be dead, and another one coming along. I don't know. I just know I saw one. I know it was big, and I did not paddle closer.
Understandable. Well, thank you.
I hope it helps. Want an old man's wisdom, I'd say stay the hell away from it, but yeah,
She's
there's
a
worse
wizard
things.
Oh, I can't. My
at the
teacher's trying
college,
to
and
kill me.
Oh, that.
Oh, so the rumors are true then.
What rumors?
Oh, everybody talks about the college and how they're secretly doing blood sacrifices and shit.
She goes to say
That's
no.
about-
She actually goes to go like nah, but then she stops and side eyes Vera.
The 5'0" tiny little wizard.
Yeah. No, they don't do that.
Anymore. That was not a character.
What other bird said
Yeah.
that?
Anymore.
Anymore.
Shoots. I'm assuming it was loud. Shoot him a look. It's like, we did find the fucking blood experiments in the batter done by the alumni.
Were you here overnight, old timer?
What?
Were you here overnight, old timer? Yeah.
Was I? Just looks
We're-
over at the barkeep. It's like, yes.
Probably gonna have to stay here again, looking out the door.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there right now.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's a big one. If you're going out there after it, I advise you to be careful. That thing probably could sneak up on you real easy if it can come up from underground.
We're hoping the storm stops before then, but we'll see.
Best of luck to you.
Wait, did you have anything in the back there?
I can't promise its quality, but yeah, it's
Fine.
got some old rye. Meat's still salted and good. Got some smoked salmon.
No,
I would take the salmon.
I don't
I'm
think
sure.
the salmon.
Sure. Couple silver. I'll offload some of the big ones for you.
What's the biggest hunk of meat you have?
That's it, basically. Some of them get pretty big.
Because if this thing eats meat, having some bait for it's not a bad idea.
I don't think I've got anything big enough for that, but you can ask people. I mean, nobody around here really hunts. You could try your luck fishing right now, though I wouldn't recommend it.
And the group chat it goes, "Oh, good thing we're going to go meet the hunters." Yes.
Well, yeah, I'll take some of that rye myself.
Slides.
I'll pay some silver for big ass salmons.
Yep, you get a big old side of pretty big salmon.
And Vask says, whatever we don't use for bait, I can cook up for us. Probably fry it
Yeah,
up
that
pretty
works
nice.
out. How much is the rye?
I'll take it for. Let's see. Kind of checks it again. Rub some grime off
fish.
of it.
I fish during the blizzard sounds good.
Yeah, I'll take it for a couple gold pieces. It's kind of old. Up and open, well kept.
What is rye again?
It's
Rye is a type of bread.
It's a type of grain. It can be used to ferment into a beer, basically.
All right, I'll take them. All right, a couple gold. How's 3 gold sound?
Hey,
More?
sure, I'll take it.
She gives him 3 gold.
Big spender. It's not worth that.
Well, looks like you could use a little extra around this place. Couldn't hurt. You're keeping it here, which is good. I'm glad you have. You know,
Now someone's got to.
yeah. Surprised the town hasn't, like, invested in helping you fix this place up some more, considering
Alan.
what it is.
Yeah, it's important to keep it in its original state as long as possible. It's a memory. This place has seen every single major human event on this continent it's been here for.
Exactly. It would just be a shame if it was gone, you know?
Yep. Well, hey, if you need anything, doors are, well, non-existent, so that technically means they're open.
Well,
How big are these salmon?
Well, I'll find a size comparison.
well, if you need anything, my name is Matt.
Nat. All right.
I guess I'm a problem solver. I've been known to pick up jobs like investigating people, knocking shit out. You know,
She also deals drugs.
I don't deal
Uh-oh.
drugs.
That's nothing we really deal with in around here. Don't really need it.
I don't deal drugs.
Do you understand
She's
that,
just
that shitty little smirk on
Yeah.
her face?
I don't deal drugs. She's
You can't really tell.
Let's say yay big for the salmon. So basically, one of these split down the middle once it loads.
nice.
That'll suit my
Try that
needs.
out.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll do with my rye yet, but I've got it.
Booze, you drink it.
Yeah, but
Either way. So you have a bottle of aged rye of unknown origin, cornerstone rye, I guess you could say, and you have 2 sides of salmon.
Gonna wrap that up. Good thing the cold will keep it. Heads back outside to the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a saddle on at the moment?
Yeah, he does.
He's going to hitch up the salmon then.
That's a treat for later. Has all the bones still in it.
You hear him just strangely say of this satisfied Homer Simpson-esque groan for a moment. He just nods and goes back to chewing on the holly leaves.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna beckon the others now. Oh,
Alright.
let's
Listen this, the hunters. See if they are in good
Yeah.
spirits.
Alright.
you need help doing anything, just ask around for a nap.
Easy enough to remember, I guess. Sure. Haven't really needed much help lately, but never know.
Never know. So head out.
Alright. The walk out from the cornerstone back into town doesn't take too long. It is a little slick going up the hill. It's approaching closer to noon by the time you get out of the town limits. If you'd like to roll that D8.
Sure. Let's see. Ooh, ha.
Oh. Alright.
Good to see I haven't lost my touch.
That's actually a good thing. So, just as suddenly as you guys get up into town, guys just start to clear, like with almost unnatural speed.
Oh. Oh.
squints and looks up and just.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is some weird magical chicanery.
Does this seem like it's magically induced?
No,
With how
just
rapid it is?
seems like the clouds just parted, moved away, and all of a sudden, nothing. Sky's just cleared.
Still not rolling out like
Must
a
be
god
with-
or demigod pissing contest.
Must be Wisconsin weather.
Seems the weather favors us.
Yeah.
So off to the hunters.
Yes, now that the storm has passed, they may be more agreeable to accompany us.
All right.
And the fisherman said that the where he saw it was like over here somewhere, or over
He actually
here.
said it was on the eastern side over in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Coincidentally, that's near the hags.
Not far from their forest. All right. Venturing out. With the clear skies, there's still a decent bit of snow to cut through. Funny enough, Biter is still tagging along and is weirdly attached to Hildegard now.
Oh hell yeah!
He is just tailing where his head is just a couple of feet behind yours, just boring holes with his white eyes into the back of your hood.
She's giving that horse pets and probably like little chopped up fucking jerky bits or bacon bits or whatever bits of meat she has. She will go vegetarian if she has to feed this horse.
He is accepting all of it graciously.
I'm gonna mark off like 2 rations.
Sure.
All the shit she's fed him.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say carefully you'll make him fat, but I don't know if you can.
No, he's a good boy. Gonna charge through all the snow, does a lot of running. Gonna stomp all the things with his hooves and eat them, yes he is.
Just contented snort. The birds are looking at you in a "we're right here" kind of way.
Soccer.
She does make sure to give them treats too. But once she notices them looking at her funny.
Soccer is on the brim of Vara's hat, just watching this and laughing at the birds.
Oh, so you're familiar there, Vara.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Soccer. I wanted to go with
Oh,
bastard,
how long-
but nobody wanted to let me.
Well, that sucks. I should have let you.
It goes that fast.
How long have you had soccer?
She thinks and goes, since I got to college.
Alright.
Shit, when was that? Whatever. Long enough to know he's a bastard. She
Why are you a bastard now, soccer? Why are you a bastard?
he hisses.
Bites your finger and war dances.
Like around the brim of her giant wizard hat. He just war dances all the time.
This thing looks like it has Gary's mod physics just being thrown around all over the place sometimes.
The weasel is not to be underestimated for its size.
Oh, I'm not.
No, he's not.
If there was a weasel big enough, I have no doubt it could eat a dragon.
A small enough weasel would be willing to do it too.
Well, yeah, but I don't think a small enough weasel could.
He gets in fights with other familiars. It's really awkward when he wins.
Oh my god, does he fight the dragons?
She just looks at you and goes, mm? Maybe.
Called it. Called
Oh, it can happen, yes.
it.
Most familiars are rather docile in temperament, so getting one with a spicy personality. Familiar fights aren't something that people don't gamble on anymore because you kind of rigged the game.
He's just my little bastard. And she reaches up and pets him, and then he allows it and then bites her. And it looks like she just automatically puts her bleeding finger in her mouth until it stops bleeding. Like, it's like, okay, that's a consequence.
All right.
His name means sock.
I figured.
As in a punch or the clothing?
It's in a sock. Yeah. He looks like a sock. He
Oh, I see it.
He bites her again.
Careful, you're a wizard. I don't know how many of those you could take.
Just slowly takes me down one hit point at a time.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining him circling her hat 24 like a fucking clockwork.
Anyway, what are these hunters of yours that we're going to go talk to?
Old hunters from the south. We've dealt with them.
And she, like, circles her hand around, like, in the bad way or the good way?
That was
They're not for everyone.
Neither am I. So maybe we'll get along.
Before long, you start to find the blizzard has obscured a lot of them, but you do see the telltale familiar signs of the collapsed, dilapidated stonework, which is very similar in style to what the cornerstone was in terms of architecture, now that you've seen it.
Thanks, Discord. It cut me off.
Were you censored?
Fucking mic stopped working.
Oh no.
That's fine. I lost like a sentence. It's not a big deal.
Censorship.
Censorship. I don't. Vara.
Uh-huh.
Her eyes flicker to Garm like really quickly, but don't suppose you've had any run-ins with lycanthropes, have you?
And she, like, puts her finger to her mouth and thinks. If I have, they haven't, like, been wolfy. If that makes sense.
Alright. Yeah. Gotcha.
It's in your head. Are you a werewolf too?
Is that why you're asking?
She
Are
does
you a
not-
werewolf?
She does not answer. In
Wow,
Garm's
you're-
head,
You used to be a wizard, and you're also a werewolf and a drug dealer?
What kind of Mary
In
fucking
Garm's head.
Sue are you?
God. In Garm's head, he hears, "Oh, do you want to go ahead and just make sure we're welcome?"
Yes, I will proceed ahead.
Trudging in through the snow, Garm's dark-furred, fluffy visage with that furry cape pretty easy to see, more than most of you as he fades in. It doesn't take long, much like you were yesterday. It doesn't take long before you start to realize, once again, so they've been watching you, and you could see them just slowly edging forwards from your different flanks and the perimeter around the buildings. they're still a cautious bunch, and they seem a little more hunkered in and wearing thicker clothes than before. They also seem a little fewer in number comparatively. Eventually they come out and there's just this little growl as one of them nods their head towards you. Motions and another one walks off and disappears. Back again.
Yes. I've come to ask, or at least extend an opportunity. I've noticed...
We'll let Lusan know. He'll be here soon.
Good.
You can tell your friends to come in. We don't bite.
He'll turn back around and just do the beckoning wave.
His hat, you can just like talk to us,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to.
I could, but I'm not. Hey, comes on up. Hello again.
You advance back in. At first, you suddenly realize, oh, right, there's nobody else around at this exact moment. You're just surrounded on all sides by clear skies and lots of snowdrifts, but for long, without a sound, you just see several, probably about 7 figures clad in furs and dark leathers starting to stride around the corners. And then you see the one you recognize as their leader, the gray-haired one, Lusan, appears. Well,
Hello again.
good day. I wouldn't expect to see you back again, especially to bring company.
Nor I. But I have come to extend an opportunity.
I see the Gildai among you. That's interesting.
Hello.
She hunts
What did he
dangerous
say, or
game.
what?
Do you ask him that question? Like, respond openly?
What was that?
The other one among you who was here before. One in the woods. One that, got spooked.
Oh no, she's
She's helping someone who got injured.
Ah.
the Reich took one of her friends for a time, and he has unfortunately gotten ill.
Kept him in a cell with no clothing.
That certainly tracks with how they usually treat those they don't like. Well,
Sure does. Surprised they didn't fucking light them on fire.
yeah, they only do that to things that ain't human. So, what brings you out to our little hovel?
Looks over to our unfamiliar face.
This student hunts dangerous game. At the very least, I came here seeking perhaps some insight, but hoping to acquire some companions for this hunt.
That's so. So, it's a contract thing, because I warn you, we ain't cheap.
Looks at our quote-unquote patron.
She's like, oh shit, I don't have any money.
What is it you hunt exactly? After everything we've been through, I think you know a thing or two about what's in these woods as much as we do.
Not the woods, actually. Close to them, but not the woods themselves this time.
We had to do some digging. This, Farah, mentor has sent her after a obscure creature.
My favorite kind. Looks over at Vara.
The glacial behemoth.
Oh. His slitted eyes light up for a moment. Oh, that's Behemoth. That's nostalgic. Shit. They live up here?
What'd you call it?
Sorry, accent difference, I guess. A
No,
Behemoth.
you're fine.
Well,
Oh, okay. No, that's my mistake. I'm sorry.
It's
What do
fine,
you
it's
know
fine.
of them?
I didn't know they lived up here in the Northlands. They were around where I'm from. Except that was the deserts of Aegean, far to the east. Very far.
She's gonna. Vera has a notepad out. She's taking notes.
Wow. I haven't seen one of them in 40 years.
These ones live under the ice, apparently.
Yeah,
They grow quite large.
that makes sense. Ones where I'm from lived under the sand. What do you call them? Those strange burrowing things live in the western lands of here. What do you call them? Bullets? Bullets?
Blaze.
It's a relative of those things, only much bigger. Heavy armor,
Alright.
burrowing predator, hunts by ambush. Somewhat slow, but more than capable of wrecking anything near it. Armor can be quite difficult to penetrate. They live up here in the north. I imagine they must be an equal kind of tenacious.
Vara puts her notepad away, like claps her hands together, and goes, "My teachers try to kill me."
Why'd they
Smiling.
send you after something like that?
It's for my final. I'm sure he's not actually trying to kill me, but it feels like it.
Exact wording can matter quite a bit, you know. He asked you to kill it, he asked you to bring back a part of it, something like that.
Don't recall the specifics of our conversation. I think it was just a part of it, right, Vivi? Or
The exact wording of it was you needed the essence of a glacial behemoth.
she thinks and goes, "He did say essence? I just had to make it bleed a little, maybe?"
Interesting.
Does that mean anything to me?
It sounds esoteric. It's hard to say for sure exactly what that means. Could mean anything from harvesting blood, harvesting the soul.
Can I roll on
Did
that?
that make anything to Vask, being the sorcerer?
You can roll some arcanas.
Alright. Okay. Can I use this for Arcana? I don't
She's
remember.
really goddamn good at Arcana.
Oh.
So is Vax.
Not Arcana. Okay, I can't use that for Arcana, but I'm gonna roll it anyway. 12?
Wow.
Ah, 20!
So you,
That's surprising.
You beat me.
you both would
You
know
did.
about the same.
That's an 18 on the die.
It's impressive. All right, so essence, you both recall from your own times reading up on some wizardly stuff. The essence is a very difficult thing to describe, and it's not the easiest thing to get usually. It is usually referring to something akin to the spirit of a creature. Usually it means somehow through some means harvesting the soul after death.
Oh.
Oh.
But the actual means of doing that usually requires extremely expensive alchemical equipment. The kind that you couldn't lug out into the field very easily.
Yeah, Vara, I think your professor is setting you up to fail.
She just shrugs.
The essence of something is, if it's what I think it is,
It's a soul, right?
it's, essentially you're harvesting its soul, yeah. But You can't even really do that without very specific equipment that you would not be able to get out here easily.
Oh, he's a bastard.
Oh, yeah. Like, even if we could find this thing, I don't know how we would get its essence.
Don't look at me. Best I could do is at least point you in the right direction. Show you what its tracks look like if you should see them.
That
I'm
would
not-
be helpful still.
Haven't seen one in a long time. This is your hunt. I will not take part. But
Your knowledge is welcomed and appreciated all the same.
I would at least like to come along long enough to pick up a trail. I want to see one of these things with my own eyes, see if it brings back good memories.
You are welcome.
Fur's gonna
Right? Everyone else.
Fur's gonna close her eyes and cross her arms and go, would you mind if I stayed here for like 10 minutes?
Your time.
She's gonna uncross her arms and not open her eyes and just start making symbols in the air with her fingers and muttering shit under her breath for about 10 minutes. So if you guys want to do anything in 10 minutes.
I'm actually gonna listen into what you're chanting and try and figure out what you're casting.
You can roll an arcana if you'd like.
May I, Vivi?
I'm not going to stop you.
Alright. That's 15.
All right.
Let me see.
There's some wizard in you still.
Yeah.
My spell save DC is 16. So I'm gonna go by that. By what you had to beat.
Alright, fair enough.
She's doing some shit. And
Oh.
her eyes like slowly creep open and they're like blank blue and glowing.
I'm not familiar with this one.
Vivi, I'm going to be casting divination.
Oh. Okay.
I'm going to ask what exactly I need to do to get this essence and complete this. Beyond having to carry this fucking alchemical shit. And since that's a ritual, I can cast it in 10 minutes.
All right. I'll DM you a response.
So yeah, she's just basically just standing here and chanting, like, nonsense under her breath, as far as you could tell. At the end of it, her eyes, like, open and they're clear. I just gotta wait for Vivi's
Laura?
response.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna have to mute the sound effects because snow crunching gives me chills. I'm getting cold.
That's fine.
Chills, you say?
Literal chills.
Considering where you live, I thought that'd be welcome.
Well, I think because I'm not used to it, it's this weird sensory thing.
That's fair.
Totally
Yeah,
fair.
Like it bugs me when people like chew on ice. I have to like leave the room. It's like nope.
My dog does that.
My
He's
sister
a weird
does it.
little freak.
Most of my family does it actually.
Oh, freak. Freak!
Google gobble.
This is a long response, I'm kidding.
I just had to change the wording a couple of times after reading the spell.
Oh, eagle.
She opens her eyes and looks directly at Nat because she addressed her, and her eyes are clear, completely clear, and her face is completely serious, and she goes, Dimly wouldn't set me up to fail. He wants me to succeed. I just have to trust myself. And then her eyes glaze back over and go, well, let's go kick something's ass.
All right, let's go kick something's ass.
Oh, now I actually want to see. I'll go so far as to show you the trail. If I see tracks of this thing.
That
Would you
was
like
thoughtful.
Would you care for a souvenir if we return successful?
Wouldn't say no.
Payment for your services, such as they are.
All right then. Okay, so venturing out into the snow once again. Weather much more clear. Let's go with... Let's see, where's that music from before?
Garm is going to look at Vara,
Go for it.
and
Well, you said it requires complex equipment to extract the essence of a thing at the time of death. But it is not my sphere of knowledge. But do you think the heart itself would be a seat of the essence? It would be much easier to carry, at the very least.
Vara is going to do that pose where she's thinking, where she puts a finger up to her lips. Can I roll an Arcana and see if that is close to correct?
Sure.
She's pretty good at Arcana, or she's supposed to be. You fuck.
11. It's like, I don't know.
I suppose that is fair.
Not entirely sure, but that sounds about right. A lot of people think that the soul lives in the heart.
I don't think it's that simple.
Probably not. But it's still a very good idea.
Yeah, good luck getting through the skin to get to the heart. Things are armored head tip to toe. Stem to stun. Size of a boat.
At the very least. No knowing if this variety is larger than the one you're familiar with.
I'd be alright either way with that.
Tell us more about these creatures, so we know what we're up against.
I can't tell you too much beyond what I know of the ones from where I'm from, but sure. Big, opportunistic, ambush predators live under the sands. They can be surprisingly quick when they're underground. Above it, they're a bit slow. Once they get going and get some momentum, though, they absolutely can destroy anything in their path. Sturdy. Make for good armor plating if you could find someone that can harvest it and treat it well.
Yes, I was curious. What is the purpose? What was the point of hunting such a dangerous beast?
We rarely did back in the day. They largely keep to themselves. Isolated things. Never seen more than one of them at a time. They do anything in groups. They must. I mean, how else are they going to make more of themselves? Probably underground somewhere. If I had to guess, these things probably nest in frozen caves. It's called glacial. Probably in glaciers, logic would say.
It's often said they're near the coast.
That would track.
fisherman when suddenly an iceberg breaks open and one of those things comes spilling out.
Gee. I've seen entire caravans get swallowed up by one of them in the past. My order hunts many things, but some things you leave alone. You know they're beyond you. But I was younger then. Hadn't accepted the path that I have.
Looks at Vara.
She's got her arms crossed and she looks again like she's thinking as she's walking.
So, you're all being honest then, just says, speaking louder to the whole group as he trudges along. You're being honest then when you say that one of you is not here out of fear.
Matt, who was like kind of staring off in the distance, distracted. What? I'm sorry.
Anaphora does not know. She is much too deep in concern.
Well, she's not here because she's taking care of her friend.
That's what you said, aye.
Yeah.
It's just I've heard many stories. Need to make sure. It's a bit of a shame. I had things to say to her. Though I can imagine there is bad blood there.
I'm sure you'll have another chance.
It is what it is. Not many,
None of us are leaving until the snows melt.
and that's gonna be a while. Wanted to make sure y'all knew something. I can't be the only one who feels like everything is being treated like it was wrapped up a little too neatly, yes?
Oh no, it's not done.
Most
It is
assuredly.
not.
Good.
Oh, with the Reich?
The
No,
entire incident.
whatever's behind the taking of the girl. The thing that compelled the hag, whatever that was.
Nat's face goes very visibly angry.
Garm?
The red ooze.
Yes.
So, Garm, you hear the private version of the head chat where Vass goes, should we warn them about the judge coming in the thaw?
Yes.
And
There is something you must know.
I gleaned some information from the Reichs, from one of the Reich members, and it seems that she has been in contact with one of the judges themselves, and come the thaw, they'll be showing up with their army. Likely to come remove my head or burn me, considering how I learned this information, but
Rip it
That's
up
later.
her goddamn head.
I've never seen one of the judges. Heard stories, though. Seemed like tall tales to me at the time, but I've seen a lot of things.
I don't know, I've heard that I have Asimar that can't die.
Scions live a long time. Hardy
I
things.
mean, I said, yeah, Cyan, sorry.
I should know. My father was one.
Really?
Mhm.
Aye. Though I suppose you would never have heard of him. Living legend back east. Probably gonna outlive me by a good 100 years or so. Amel the Cerulean Scourge. The Liberator. Hero defeated the Ankelban hordes, liberated Aegean. All things that you here in the West would not know a thing about, I am afraid.
Can I roll on that?
Yeah,
Nope.
does that sound familiar to anyone?
No?
Nope.
Okay. I'm afraid not.
Not surprised.
And you have chosen a much different path.
I have. Fled because there was just too much. Couldn't take the burning anymore. The violence just left a bitter taste in my mouth whenever I saw familiar places. Home was taken from me, so I chose a new one. Fled west under great personal risk. Part of me misses Aegean sometimes now that it's been a few decades, but
And is that why you have accompanied us now? For a taste of home?
somewhat. I should also warn you. I speak plainly. You know what we are. All of us.
No.
I know.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
So you know what we
Out
are.
of character.
Yep. Yeah, just basically said, I'll speak plainly. You know what we are.
I have
Yes.
suspicions.
Aye.
I saw one of your men. Yeah.
We were there for that, yes. An unfortunate happenstance. And a grim reminder of what's to come. You know the red moons come soon.
I do.
Whatever this thing
Was
is.
that comes?
Yep.
Sorry. Is the red moon what coincides with the Feast of Floods?
Yes, it's the same day.
Okay. Okay.
If I had any kind of mind, if this thing, whatever is behind it, is any kind of brain at all, that's the day it's gonna act. If it's got any moves left to play, it's gonna be then. Because we're gonna be useless.
Garm's heart sinks a little bit. That hadn't clicked in his head either.
There's plenty of things that were intelligent. I live in Whitemore. Vampires, for example. This thing seems to act and think much like one. Wouldn't be shocked if it was one in the end. But I don't know. What I do know is, if I were them, that's when I'd act. When you know that a good chunk of those who can fight back will be indisposed.
Meanwhile, everyone else is too busy celebrating.
Indeed. I'm sorry. I will not be able to aid at that time. I can keep control of the beast every other night of the year. But that one, the red moons sing too great a song.
It does strange things to those of you who do not have singular shape.
Indeed. We lose control to it. The beast is haunted like the song of a siren. Goes wild. We are prepared for it. Give us space. We're locking ourselves away till the sun rises. When the changes revert.
Do you want me to inform her? She was not here before.
You are saying all of this out loud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's asking him, you want me to inform her? She was not here before.
We are the skin changers. Wolfmen. Hunters of the beasts. Hounds of the old ways.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? I think Discord censored me.
No, I did not hear you.
Hear anything?
She just looks at
Did
him
not
and
hear
goes. She just looks at him for a second and goes, okay.
Open-minded little thing. Don't lose that.
From the college and not the parade.
Do you have teeth right now? Can I see? Like she's looking, like trying to look at his mouth to see if he has fangs right now.
I'd show you, but let's just say that my form's a little too big for the clothes I'm wearing.
Oh yeah, pants are important.
Yeah, this time of year especially.
Especially since you all got
You
that.
want to see fangs?
Huh?
Sorry.
No, what?
No, Vasco's going to make a joke saying, if you want to see fangs, check out Biter.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I think I haven't
stupid
noticed
joke.
him tailing along. It's like, that is a true warrior right there, true hunter. He is still just now. He is just straight up resting his head on Hildegard's shoulder.
She has been completely blanking this entire conversation and is attempting to braid his.
He is allowing it.
Assigned horse girl.
Yep.
Signed horse girl at birth.
Well, like they say in all the movies, it's like the man doesn't choose the horse chooses the man.
I think your horse
Woman
is
does
cheating
well.
on you.
The
So
woman
you-
does what the fuck she wants.
So, do you have daddy issues by any chance? Horse girls typically do.
Answer that.
Plead the fifth. Does your horse have fangs?
Spider yawns like a dog.
There's invasive thoughts in Barra's face right now. Hold on. Let me roll something. Just let me roll something. No.
It'd be worse if Biter yawned like a cat.
He yawns and she sticks her hand in his mouth.
Oh no.
All right.
There is a
Oh,
look
God,
of,
can I tell
oh
her to
God,
actually
here
shove
we
her out of the
go.
way?
Spider
That's
just stops
first, I think
completely and
it's-
totally just does not compute for a moment.
I would
Dialogue
pull your
change.
hand out before he realizes what's in his mouth.
Just makes eye contact with you.
Fascinating. And she gives his nose a little kiss and takes her hand out of his mouth.
You just see, you could just feel equations dancing across this horse's brain, Garm.
He let one in. Now there's more.
What? What just happened?
My steely composure has been shattered.
He just turns his head and you just see the most delicate, perfect little braid work going down his long, luscious mane.
Yes.
He's let the horse girls in.
Oh no.
One
You
of
let
them's only
one in.
fascinated because he has weird fucked up teeth.
That gets a look. Garm. What actually is Viper?
He shrugs with a very sincere look of honesty.
Oh, good. That's that's what I was hoping to get.
Like I said before, he just showed up.
Is he a skin changer? Can that happen?
Never heard of one turning into a horse.
No, I think a horse that becomes a wolf.
Oh, sheesh. Never
I
heard of that
haven't seen
neither.
him do it, but
He has
frankly, I
fangs.
don't often see him.
Not sure. I can tell you that he's not a beast, though. No common creature. Can sense it in him. There's god blood in that horse.
Jesus Christ.
Terrifying.
And that just like stops
Wait.
walking for a second, like,
Are you?
oh wait.
He-
Keeps walking.
Garm does, or I mean, Biter does count as a celestial being.
It's God blood of that horse.
Oh god, that's
And-
hilarious.
Oh my
Vasquez,
god.
wait, are you trying to? Biter is a.
Can there be
You're saying Biter is
animal
a
fire?
scion?
Not technically. It's more like he's just the celestial in terms of fine steed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just following up with that. That horse has god blood in him after talking about his own god blooded. It's just like, wait a minute, is this thing your cousin?
Oh God, don't say that.
I wish.
Oh my God.
No, that'd be a little more Asgard. That's like some Asgard mythology.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. Biter sprouts 4 more legs and starts running up a cliff onto a rainbow.
He might.
My little biter.
Descends down from the rainbow like an ambush predator and just devours something. Drops
Oh
down
my
like a
God.
friggin' dive bomb. All right.
I don't.
This one place was. Look, I'm not going to judge you.
The horse?
No, the skin changer thing.
Oh, sorry, I lost track of the conversation.
No concern of mine whether you approve or not.
No, but you are who you are.
I chose this, you know.
Well, did you?
Eh. The old hunters have a way of keeping the beast in check. Some of it is guild secrets, but let's just say we have a way of keeping the beast forever sated. It never hungers again.
Okay, no, it doesn't matter if I approve of you or not. It doesn't. I'm nobody. But you know, good to know where you have people who aren't going to, you know, treat you like animals.
I appreciate the sentiment. You're an interesting lot. Can see why Garm's taken with you.
Is he now?
His eyes are on the road.
Bar looks like
Alright.
she's back to puzzling out something. You can practically hear the gears turning.
So we're traveling, right?
Yep, been on the road for a little bit now.
Okay. At just some point, just out of boredom, Vask is going to pick up a handful of snow, shape water it into what looks like a copy of one of the birds, and just telekinetically float it behind Hildegard.
What?
Oh no.
There's just a snow bird following Hildegard now.
Did they notice it?
Well, let me
So that's
roll
her
to
five.
see.
She can use telekinetic mage hand.
You did this behind their head. Be on lookout. Just wondering if
Just
they
seeing how
noticed
long it takes them to notice and seeing how they'd react.
So, that was a nat 1, so they're
Yeah,
oblivious.
Vask is
They're a little too busy
Vask is
doing
very
vengeful stares at the
amused.
horse.
Yeah. In that case, seeing that I haven't noticed it, the bird's gonna float over and then just kind of sit on Biter's head.
Okay, then.
Vask is he likes fucking with the birds. Well, not fucking with them. He's amused by the birds.
Yeah. Just 3 pairs
The
of
problem
eyes.
is you've involved the horse.
There is
Just
a
3 pairs
side,
of eyes.
there is a moment of prolonged eye contact because Biter actually rolled pretty high.
Oh.
Oh no.
You see this horse's eyes
Wait,
narrow for a moment.
Wait, at Vask?
Yes.
Terrifying.
It floats up just a few inches above, so it's not actually sitting on its head.
Nordson goes back to his business. Eventually, one of the birds notices. They freak out and start flying in a very, this is my territory, and start attacking this pile of snow.
Yeah, that was the goal. Little enrichment for the birds.
There's very obvious
There's
I
laughter.
have to
From
indulge their destructive tendencies occasionally.
There's very obvious laughter from the weasel on Farrah's head. It's like, you dumb fucks.
Yeah, I'd say half the
Oh.
people here are animals.
And for once, I'm playing a character that doesn't have a familiar when they have the option to.
You do have a little ooze in a jar.
Yeah, yours is Jello.
Yeah, that's true.
Though, whether I'm sure wizards get up to debates on whether or not an ooze counts as an animal.
Oh, definitely. There's probably like debates that go on at the college, but
Yeah. I don't
Actually-
suppose you know. Well, you first.
small little retcon. Vask did feed the little slime blub some of the good berries from a while back just to see what would happen.
Oh God.
If it
No
changed
visible
colors or
effect.
anything.
No visible
Oh.
effects. Just seemed pretty content.
I don't suppose you know if they have any kind of food they like. Like
Meat?
prefer. Just meat. All right. Suppose we could hunt something and use it as bait. What do you think?
If it's anything like the ones in the desert, one thing to know. They can sense motion. So leaving something dead laying out might not work.
Mhm.
Well, if it would
Rima.
take a bit out of me, but if I concentrate a bit harder, if it's dead, I can still move it. You know, just
Well, no, I don't
telekinetically
think
shift some stuff around.
I don't think you need to worry about expending a spell that much. That fast.
I could use the birds to spook some deer or something
You
towards
also,
the location.
also true.
Not a bad trick if you see it, though. All frankness, by the time you see the tracks, it probably knows you're nearby.
I can do something
Oh.
about that.
Is it?
I'll be pretty useless while I'm doing it, though.
I was just going to tie my grappling hook to whatever we found and throw it, and then just use my grappling hook to make it move.
Graboid it.
Oh, like fish.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the appropriate monster to deal with.
Yeah. That way you look at the expenditure, fails.
I was very tickled to see in the Legend of Zelda game where you have the sand shark monsters that do hunt by movement. One of the easiest tricks to hunt them is to throw a bomb that rolls.
And they'll
Oh
jump
my
out,
God.
Yeah.
and it explodes in their stomach.
It
Ooh.
blows up in their mouth and they come out of the sand. So you could start whacking on them. The worst part about them
They
is
hunt
that
sand
they
seals.
sound like balloons.
Yeah, they do. All right.
Their main prey are sand seals, which are basically walruses that swim through sand. You can also surf with them.
It's positively delightful.
All right. So, after some time walking, you pass by the outskirts of the town. Heading eastward, you arrive for long at a very obvious cliff face, which you are going to have to make your way around, or unless you can find some way to descend.
Around seems like the easiest.
Yeah, I could probably get down, but I'm not carrying people.
Yeah.
It's recently been a blizzard that is too slippery to climb down. I'm walking around.
If this thing is as dangerous as Lusan says, it's best to conserve energy. And not get to the bottom, realize it's about to come and get you, and then have to climb up.
Also, horrible thought, if we're climbing down the side of this cliff and it comes through the cliff.
That's true.
Oh my God. Can I do that?
Like the giant worm from Super Mario 64 coming out of the wall.
Or
Well,
once again, tremors.
Well, it burrows through ice, so.
Never. The ones where I'm from couldn't go through solid stone. So who knows?
I'm going to send Laugups to, just fly Overwatch for the group.
Okay. Can you give
Oh,
a perception with advantage then?
And then
Okay.
seeing the bird go up, Vask is just going to place a hand on Hildegard's shoulder and he'll get mage armor again, using twin spell.
All right.
Nice.
Actually, or would this be better on Vara?
I
Who
have it
has-
myself.
Between the two of you, who has?
I have mage
Okay,
armor myself. So.
then,
Double 14s. Okay.
okay, then I'll take care of me and
Okay.
Hildegard.
It's not bad, but it's still funny.
Okay.
Are there any tall trees?
Not immediately near you. There are some south of here. It's actually pretty open, just permafrost around this area, though it's all covered in snow. You can hear ocean waves not too far away. No immediate
Guess
trees.
A perception check wouldn't really do anything at this point, would it?
You are pretty out in the open
Yeah.
at this exact moment.
She is just like, she's got her guard up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the space is certainly open enough.
She slides her claw on.
What are these tracks you mentioned?
I've seen the tracks of the ones in the desert before. Been sure, had them in a book. Still remember it. If I see one, I can let you know.
With
What to
this
look
much
for.
snow, would they even still be here?
Sand and snow.
It'd be pretty obvious if it was. It's hard to say. They're heavy things. You probably see the hole it came out of pretty quick. Shattered ice, big depressions that slid around.
Hmm.
Could I get a volunteer to roll a d12 for me?
I would like
I
to.
don't-
Do it.
He'll do it. Do it, the garb.
Do it.
A 2. Okay.
Got mage armor on. Good.
The trek down the cliffside takes a while, longer than you expect. By the time you reach near the bottom around here, the sun is beginning to set.
Hmm. Getting late.
Yes. I do wonder, Vara, what you'll get out of this if we succeed.
Oh, mostly I graduate college. And then I guess I get to go home. And she kind of looks off into the distance as she says that and does not sound happy.
Or you could
Where's home?
go somewhere else. Up to you.
Not really.
Why not?
Where's home for you?
She kind of turns and looks at you guys and like turns back away and goes, nobles don't get a choice of going home, especially when they come from where the Iron Reich comes from.
Hmm. So you're not going home, I take it.
I don't want to.
Well, then you're not.
There's
They
little
can't
way they
make
know
you.
if you just snuck out.
She just kind of looks at you guys and goes, shakes her head and goes, no. That's not how that works.
I mean, do they have like a spell holding you to coming home?
I can't just abandon my family.
Yeah, but you can't go to where you're going to get. God knows what happened to you. I'm sure your family wouldn't want you to become fucking a Reichman. Tell especially what you can do? Wait, I don't know what you can do, never mind. Well, especially a wizard, they would jump on the chance to fucking add a wizard to the right.
the most awkward look on her face right now. It's like she just kind of looks at you and goes, I kind of wish I can't figure out how to get this thing's essence. But I have a duty to my family and myself and my teachers. And her eyes are clear and she's looking directly at you as she's saying this.
Yeah. Nat's looking, what happens if you can't get the essence?
Don't graduate.
And
Do
then
you need to spend more time here, or will they kick you out?
I don't think they will.
perhaps then that is why your teacher gave you an impossible task.
Maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
She said so earlier, it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Not impossible, but
And I mean,
not ideal.
she looks up at Nat and she goes, I appreciate what you're saying, but she's like trying to gather her thoughts, which is very hard for her to do.
Yeah.
I don't like using all this brain power.
She has an intelligence of 18. It's just that her mind is foggy with everything that she's trying to, the future is trying to shove itself into her brain.
Just imagine how terrifying you'd be if you were lucid.
Maybe we'll find out. But yeah.
I am not. To be honest, I was planning on writing my parents and telling them that after I graduated, I was going to go figure out myself. They would understand me wandering to help other people more than they would me just disappearing.
Not a bad idea.
No, not at all.
Noble path. World needs more of it.
Just be careful. If you do that.
Who knows? Maybe some weirdos will kidnap me.
Maybe they will.
We charge a fee for shit like that, you know.
I do have money at the college. Are you up for that? You want all this? She gestures to herself.
You have any idea what kind of shit we got down in? You had any idea what kind of shit we got down in Whitemore?
Vask suddenly remembering her prophecy about going to the Hound's Teeth.
At the very least, I pity anyone who puts that weasel in a situation.
It war dances at you.
Yeah, I knew that.
Put that beast in a situation.
I am the situation.
As you continue walking, it is beginning to get dark.
I don't want to bring this up, but shit's dark.
I don't.
We should probably find a place to camp.
I see what I can do. Oh, nice. All right. It doesn't take too long with combined senses and searching. Lucen manages to find a nice little natural rock outcropping, not too far away from the cliff face you were near. A couple of scraggly trees to provide some additional cover and some kindling. Good places we're gonna find.
Yeah, we want to set up a watch.
I'd stay up.
Probably should.
I'll take one. No point
Don't
in not.
lie.
I'm not planning on doing any of the fighting. I mean, if I find out you all died, I'll come out and try and find your bodies and, see if Biter wants to canoe home.
Well,
Oh,
if Biter survives and we're dead, he's probably eaten us by that point.
Yeah, it's
Don't
true.
worry.
You would do that, wouldn't you?
Well, I wouldn't want it to go to
Don't
waste.
worry. You won't be able to find my body.
Bold words.
Biter whips out a straw and just raises an eye.
Not Raven.
Oh, God.
Not Raven.
Yeah.
Licks his chops.
Well,
Challenge
that's a
accepted.
good segue as
Yeah,
any. I
those-
bust out his late time snack of salmon.
Those horrible wax candies. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the salmon out, it is frozen like a rock at this point. The side that you left out on him, it does not stop him in the slightest.
Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I would notice the salmon's a little broken. Just hit it against a rock.
It is just pink and frost-covered chunks, and you just hear crunching sounds as he is just biting into this bony frozen fish.
Giving me goosebumps.
He likes it crunchy.
Like big, crunchy.
Because of mine, he'll be gardening like the crunchy.
You see, that's why I haven't. It's like the birds may be jealous of Biter. Biter has not shown any similar behavior because he knows he can take them.
And stop them from eating the little crumbs and bits that just scatter everywhere.
Yeah,
You
at one
can't-
point, one of them tries to go for one and just head turn, and it flies off.
We can't let Biter learn that the birds are technically immortal because that would just give Biter an excuse to just
Oh my
chomp them and
God.
annoy him.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that'd be a very fast way to
Terrible.
piss off Hildegard, though.
All right, so
The
you're able to get a fire going. It's actually pretty comfortable since the weather cleared. There's no biting wind of any kind. It's kind of serene and quiet out here. You can even hear faint sounds to the south of nature, some owl sounds and various other things. Let's change the daytime travel music.
Weather is a big part of this, so would you mind if I used Druidcraft to see if it's going to change on us in the next 24 hours?
Feel free.
So I know
Smart.
what it's like, if you want the weather to be...
Druidcraft is the most powerful cantrip because it can make the DM what's the word?
They have to show their
stick to
hand.
something.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, commit. That's the word I was looking for. It makes the
Okay.
DM commit.
What's interesting is now I need to roll a d8.
Reverse Uno card you.
Reverse Uno.
Be clear with your players or draw 25. All right. Okay. He rolled. Okay. You don't see much in the way of changes, but it does kind of whirl around a little bit, almost like a little whirlwind. You get the vibe that there's no more snow coming, but it is going to be windier in the morning than it was today. It's not pleasant.
So I'll kick up the existing snow into some probably obscure.
Potentially.
She's gonna share that knowledge. I don't think it's gonna snow anymore, but it's gonna blow like a son of a bitch.
Mm. Yeah, the winds, almost familiar.
So, Lusant,
Aye.
what sort of trophy would you want?
Difficult. If I was still a child and imagination was my only thing, I'd say one of the head plates, but those are larger than a grown man. Take a team of horses to pull one of those. I was settled
Quite big,
for.
huh?
Aye, they get large. The plates on their head are the biggest part. I'd
I
settle for a
suppose if
claw.
they're called behemoths.
A claw.
Aye. You remember the strange worm thing in the woods? One that caught us off guard, that you all stumbled in as we defeated.
Yes.
I have a distinct feeling that thing's probably what the behemoth hunts.
Oh.
They hunted
not
large things, sandworms, where I'm from.
We couldn't help you with that fight.
You had your own to deal with. And you did then saved the girl and all that. At least, it appears that way. I know better than to trust a victory handed to you so cleanly, though.
Yes. That is partially why I have come out here. It is a distraction, a way to keep my skills sharp.
Good a way as any. And I recommend you all get some rest. More sleep you get, the better for all this. I'll definitely take one of the watches. I can take all of them if need be. Moon's a bit
Oh.
bright.
Also, Vask would have
Definitely.
cooked for.
Oh, yeah.
Should I make a roll or just?
Yeah, well, you don't need to do that this time.
Okay.
You just managed to do some pretty good stuff with the salmon. Spice it up a little bit. It's very good, very warming, deboned, much to Biter's shock.
Well, gonna set the bones aside for him, or actually, I'll hand the bones over to Garments. Like, here, little snacks for Biter.
That's
How
why he
many
goes for
bones
the
do you
fingers, anyways. It's all the crunch.
Like, see, that's why whenever I've tried to feed him, I did not hand him the food directly myself.
Smart.
You look over and see that Biter is just straight up nestled down and curled up around Hildegard.
He's taken to you well.
Oh. He's a sweetheart, honestly. The birds are just sitting on her shoulder, just like nestled down. She's like, "Oh shush! I know you're sweethearts too. They're my favorite boys."
Better be. You get the vibe of from their eye contact.
I'll make you blind, bitch.
I will close my eyes and protest.
Or I'll just start looking at real distressing things.
I can get my little raven eyes wherever I want.
Where'd you learn to cook, Vath?
Oh. Well, I traveled around with a mercenary group for a while when I was younger, and, well, kind of when I was still learning to control my powers. And one of the mages that was with the group, they were the chef for the caravan, and I just kind of picked it up from them.
I don't know. I've never quite picked up on the skill myself, but I'm not, a disaster.
I am no chef.
How do you water? Can you cook?
She holds up a hand and does a so-so motion. For me, maybe not for anybody else that has like taste buds.
Yeah, fair.
Young in their iron stomachs. You're gonna miss them when they're gone.
Yeah.
The stomachs? We're gonna miss our stomachs? What?
Iron stomach.
Your appetite.
Oh. I heard
You
iron
can eat a
stomachs, and I
lot.
was
It
very
doesn't bother your
confused.
stomach if you eat, unhealthy things. You're young. You're young, Hildegard.
Squints. How old are you?
Older. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Older.
She looks both older and younger than that age because of her condition.
Yeah.
Garm is not out of his 20s,
Oh wow.
It's a baby.
despite what he looks like.
Vera has just turned 20.
Oh my gosh.
Other
Aw.
baby.
We have a puppy.
That's why she's such a little idiot.
I'm trying to remember exactly how old I had. I think she was in her 30s. Believe.
Vasquez realizing he might be the oldest one and just is kind of silently smoking his pipe.
Certainly not party dad. Certainly not.
Well, that's what.
And he's thinking, it's like, oh shit, I'm cooking dinner for everyone. I really am the dad.
I'm in my 30s. Hildegard.
Okay. Honestly, seemed like you were younger.
Really?
To be fair, I'm not a very good judge of furball gauge.
Well, no, I'm curious. What about me makes you think I was younger?
Takes in a deep breath and like.
Vasquez kind of just says, bluntly, well, you are very brash.
I'm not
Kinda
brash,
rushing
I'm
the
angry.
things.
I'm not brash, I'm angry. There's a difference.
Aye, one's a
Okay,
fire
well-
in the ass and one's a fire in the gut.
I prefer a fire in the chest, actually.
No, that's just being an idiot.
Yeah, matter of perspective.
Trust me, I've seen plenty of idiots.
I mean,
think
that's
that's called
why.
acid reflux.
Luckily for you, there's a cure.
Not an idiot. I just don't like being fucked with.
I don't know, you just seemed very proactive in your anger, and that's usually what young people do. There's a moment of, like, ugh, realizes that
Vas-
she actually excluded herself in that
Yeah,
definition.
She's
She
letting you
didn't
keep
like it.
going. She's letting you go.
Dig a hole. Maybe
Well-
the behemoth will find you.
Yeah.
Guys, I found it!
Vasquez just kind of nodding along with what Hildegard was saying about, just like, when you're angry when you're young, and Vasquez is just like, yep, mm-hmm. Just kind of look.
No, when I was young, Hildegard, I was hopeful. I was optimistic when I was young.
Just in my experience, when old people are angry, they just sit around and complain.
Well, I'm old now. I'm an old people now.
Well, you Furbolg live quite a long time.
Yes, we can.
Yes. See, nothing quite like the perspective of one who will outlive everyone by a matter of centuries.
Her face falters a little bit.
You would certainly know about that, wouldn't you, with your father?
Aye, I mean, I'm 92.
Damn.
Stairs.
That's not even the
All right,
Scion
well-
blood. Doesn't work that way. That's just the rituals, the beast. Keeps you fit. Probably got another 30 years in me. If I don't die first.
There's
I don't
always
think I'm
that.
living. I don't think I'm living to be old, honestly. My
Ah,
lifestyle does not permit it.
lifestyle, eh?
I mean, I'm out here in the woods by choice to fight a giant glacial beast.
I do it for a living.
Yeah, I'm sure you can understand.
Vast
Hey,
kind of looks at Var and goes, you know, that would have been the perfect time to pipe in with the drug dealer joke.
She's like nodding off into her food.
You know what kind of dangers jobs like this can bring.
I think I'm figuring a few things out.
What kind of things are you figuring out?
Just looks over. Is Vara actually falling asleep?
Yes.
I would have bundled the little one up.
Raises an eyebrow.
It's gold.
Did she bring a?
Yeah, she has things.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
You just need to touch her and
Then-
she'll wake up.
I was
Vara,
like, shit, did she bring anything?
it gently taps her shoulder. Vara,
Eh?
you're falling asleep. You should get warm.
No better place. Just get in the bedroll right here. Go down. I can see in the dark. You'll be fine.
You sure? I mean, aren't we supposed to like set out watches and shit? And she's like half asleep.
I can handle
You
that,
will be
though I will
fine.
happily accept any volunteers.
I will join you.
All right.
I can take a shift with you if need company.
Always going to be open to that.
Actually, Vask would probably take the last shift so that he can cook food in the morning.
Sounds good.
Wake up early.
Now
Alright,
we'll take like the darkest part of the night with them.
All right.
Hildegard is going to nudge the birds and say they'll stay up and keep watch as well.
Mm.
Technically, they don't need to sleep.
Neither
They
does
do
Ah.
so because
neither does this little fucker, but
But let me guess, he likes to.
yes,
Sleep now, those of you who wish to. Keep an eye out. Nothing gets past my senses.
Who's taking first with you? Farm?
Garm?
Yeah, he'll stay awake.
Alright, wake me up and when it gets when the dark is at its strongest, Carm.
Hmm.
And she'll just take a rest.
All right. So if everyone departs, just leaving Garm and old Lusan sitting around the fire looking out at the woods.
Hmm.
You travel with an interesting group.
To say the least.
The new girl shows spirit. The rest has a bright eye mind, bright future. She has a beehive for a brain, though.
Yes, that much was apparent.
The other three, though. Unusual. You know... Nat, was it, if that is her real name? Very likely she's not what she pretends to be.
I know.
Ah, good. Honesty.
Yes, honesty.
Wrings his hands a little.
Aw.
What is it that you fear, Garm?
You saw how Anaphora reacted.
I? The only one who drew blood was me.
Yes. But, I feared disappointing her. No. She was kind to me. It was a small gesture, but it was enough. And she continues to be kind to me.
I understand. Well, honesty is a powerful thing. So is fear. What does your gut tell you? What do your senses say?
My mind tells me to keep this under wraps, to keep who I am in check. My gut knows that I'd be fighting with one hand behind my back.
You know full well. You're about to not have much of a choice in the matter, but to make a choice. The red moons come every year.
Yes. I am concerned of what you said.
You want to see?
Hmm?
Do you want to see it?
The moon.
No. Me.
Ah. If you so wish. We may need to step away, though.
Oh, no intention of disturbing their rest. Just starts silently walking away a little ways.
Before joining him, he taps Biter.
Keep an eye out.
Just snorts.
We wake up missing fingers.
And he'll follow us on to the woods.
Good. See? Just checks back. The birds appear loyal to the girl. Whatever commands them, they are at least loyal in that.
I
Would have spotted any. And takes him a moment to disrobe as much as he is willing to out in the cold. Visible scarring all over the body from decades of combat show themselves against the moonlight, and he changes.
And I think we discussed before, it's lycanthrope transformations are not exactly pleasant.
No, it is body horror. It is American Werewolf in London
I
level.
was about to ask.
But strangely enough, he doesn't seem particularly pained by it. His face is steeled. There's a snarl as the bones extend and pop. The nails grow out as claws. But it's not wild like your own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's just letting a trained dog off the leash. You see the moment when his eyes change and are not entirely his anymore. And you are face to face with a large, muscular wolfman that is about 10 feet tall.
Jesus.
He takes a very deep breath, steeling himself. Because I don't think he's had much experience with other werewolves.
Nope.
Garmer, yes, but this is something entirely different.
Mm-hmm. You can see there is intelligence in the eyes, but it doesn't appear to recognize you right away. It gets down on all fours, taking a couple of tentative steps towards you, sniffing.
He kind of extends his hand to show that he's got nothing up his sleeve. And he does kind of murmur,
To think you make it look so easy. Still hurts. Like hell. Every time. Every time. I suppose if I want to control this, I need to start letting it out more often. In controlled spaces.
Just nods.
Not tonight. But perhaps in the next few days, as the moon approaches, I can begin training. To assist. Many times. Many pups. I would be honored to be mentored in this way.
The fur begins to regress. Nails shrink back in, bones pop back into a smaller joint. Just a long, rattling breath as Lusan returns to you. Immediately starts putting his gear back on.
mm-hmm.
Even for me, this is cold.
Yeah. But there's something purifying about it.
Never thought of it that way.
Ibrana is a wild place.
That it
Even
is.
even though it was settled first by humans, it remains untamed.
Nature chooses to be tamed most of the time.
It is a very different place than where I am from.
I could tell.
In more ways than one.
Were you born this way?
Yes,
Raised among Gortog priests. Which means you had to have been abandoned among them. As he's walking back to the camp.
Accompanying him,
no one saw who dropped me off. Only something disappearing into the woods and a mewling babe on the doorstep.
That is strange. I have kin from the pack roamed wester. Can ask when I go back to the Moonhold. See if they know of anyone who relinquished one of their own. One of your parents was one of us. Had to have been. Most likely your mother.
Maybe. I want to know why. I've always wanted to know why.
I would too.
Because if she was truly one of your own, then why not raise me as you are? Why leave me with Gortog? And why this?
He clenches his fist to create some cosmic dust.
Those are questions I cannot answer.
It appears no one can answer them.
Well, just gonna have to keep looking. I look forward to seeing where that road leads you.
Hopefully answers lay down that moonlit path.
Well, you'll learn in time. You'll learn to love it a little bit.
Maybe.
Just gotta work on that little nagging voice of doubt they beat into you first.
Ouch, relatable.
It's one thing to take in a baby at the doorstep, and then several days later, you find what lays in the crib is something else.
You know? Some goat dog folk I know would have killed you. Right then and there, no hesitation. They chose not to. Goat dog himself blesses you with power, and clearly one of his own pack, gesturing in the direction of Biter, must have something for you.
I spoke with him.
Not one for talking, usually. Lucky you.
Yes.
And yet the doubt persists. It's a powerful thing.
As deep in bone as the rest of me.
Well, sometimes you gotta break a bone.
So that it properly heals.
No, so that it gets bigger. It works a little different with us, but yes, I guess your way of wording it works too.
You're much bigger than I am. Transformed.
Yeah, a few decades I do that to anybody. Like I told you, we are well fed. We drink deep of a concoction the elders hand to us. It tastes of iron. It's something else. And the beast never knows hunger again. With that focus, it's pretty easy to tame. To guide. Befriend even. Quite close with mine now.
And who brought you into this life?
I chose it. Fought for what was right. Fought for a long time. Got sick of watching my home burn. Found a new one. Found a new family. And I enjoyed the power of making sure everyone near me knew what I was. Not who my father was.
You speak of, you mentioned some Gortog priests would have killed me on sight. Well, apparently that was up for discussion.
Of course it was. It's what they do. They fear everything and yet never stop to wonder all that much how little we know about the Star Hunter himself. His motives are scrupulous. Seems to live purely for their hunt. and offer a lot of advice for what's worthy of it or not. The one hand, sometimes you hunt a deer because there are too many. They choke out the forest, drain it of life, without the wolves to cut them down. Sometimes you hunt something purely for sport, just because you can, because it's fun, and you wind up causing the very problem you're trying to prevent.
Sometimes you need to hunt down something that needs to die.
Don't I know it? You understand. That confidence right there is how I know you're gonna be okay. That confidence right there is gonna rip the throat out of that doubt. You'll know.
Being out here, I'm fine. When I know what my enemy is, who to trust. It's in towns amid all the people where it's safest that I'm lost.
Moments like that, you trust your pack.
And as you said, my pack is certainly a strange one.
You said it this time.
No.
I suppose one outcast attracts another.
That's how it works, usually. When I first met you, I offered you a place among my own. But I think I'm gonna rescind that. I think you're spoken for now.
I would like to visit the Moonhold nonetheless.
Oh, I'd love to have you. Wonderful place. Others might find it a bit rank, though. A bit musky in there sometimes.
I can imagine. I feel like that's one of the worst parts of the Hound's Teeth.
Oh, yeah. Been there many times. Smell never leaves you. Never.
Do you remember the campaign 2 years back where it was absolute downpour?
Yep. The worst. Couldn't track them as easy. Lots of big ones that year.
Same year I happened to prove myself. At least I thought so.
You know what you need to do? You need to trust the first thought that comes into your head, not the second.
Or even the third.
Even that one, especially the third. Like I told you, I don't place much faith in faith. Only thing I put stock in is my senses. They don't lie to me.
Thank you.
Anytime. You should rest.
Definitely.
You'll come back to camp and give Biter a few pets
He takes
before
them.
tucking in.
Alright. Lucine returns. I'm gonna roll to see if he actually wakes anybody else up. Okay.
Garb had a lot on his mind. He sort of forgot.
Oh no, this is just 100% what he was gonna do all along. He does decide to.
Hey.
Just silently walks over to the sleeping form of Nat. Gentle little, not really a kick, just a tap with the tip of the boot under the shoulder.
She shifts. Like, she shifts in her sleep and Opens her eyes. Time for the watch.
Indeed it is.
Gets up. Do you want to take a short rest yourself?
Oh no. I like being out in the dark.
It's relaxing sometimes.
I can see just fine. So, it's nice to watch those whose vision is less reliable, attempting to find their own way.
I suppose.
Though it's a little harder to hide what is going on with me.
Raises an eyebrow. What does that mean?
We are trained to send out specific things, There's a certain scent to something glamored. Something not every nose can pick up on, but I know from anywhere.
Face goes hard.
If I were here to harm you, I'd have done it while you were sleeping.
I know. Not like things. You. No, you're right. If you were going to harm me, you would have.
No reason to.
It goes both ways.
I admire your confidence. I have to admit it.
Well, either if I get into something that requires a fight, either I win or I die. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, Lord.
You're going to lecture me too.
Oh, This was the saddest thing I think I've heard all day.
And you just talked to Garb. The definition of kicked puppy.
She folds her arm, leans back against the tree, and looks over to Vara to see if Vara's awake.
No.
Isn't it the breathing? You know it.
Is Soccer awake?
Yes.
He's too busy war dancing around the fire.
When she's sleeping, he actually sits directly on her head and does not move and stares at everybody who comes near her.
Oh, he's ready for violence.
She looks at Soccer. Yeah, I don't think you'd tell her even if you understood. And she drops her full form. They stretch a little bit.
There's a keen mind. There's a keen mind behind that face.
There has to be. I'd have died a long time ago.
Aye.
My kind don't last.
Yeah. Now I see it. Now that I'm actually looking at you.
See what?
Sadness. Little bit of despair you like to lock away. You've lost a lot. I don't mean to make light of it.
Have you ever lost the person closest to you?
Mother, siblings, whole town full of friends. The Young Kelvins were ruthless when I was young.
They nod in understanding.
I see children. I see children butchered and eaten by monsters every year. I see grieving families every week. Sadness follows us. You get used to the scent.
Yeah, I think you can understand me in ways the others can't.
Wouldn't be so sure about that.
I'm not saying they don't have their own tragedy, but it's different. I'm not saying mine is worse or better, but it's different.
Aye. You
Here
ever plan
people
on,
are.
you ever plan on telling them?
They have an idea. I don't know if I'll ever tell them everything. I might not. Farah doesn't even know I'm this.
Sorry, they're being fussy.
I
It's
am delighted
adorable.
by the meows. I'm delighted, yeah.
Oh no, a cute
Alright,
cat
then.
noise.
Yeah, oh no. I don't know, I don't think Vara doesn't even know I'm this yet.
I haven't known her long now.
I've known her a day. I think I like her, but it's hard to gauge. She's blunt and she's got her own things going on, but honestly, kind of charming.
I mean, you are blunt, not angry, after all.
I'm both, honestly.
There it is.
This world.
Okay.
Have you experienced the worst moment of your life and then had to keep going?
You see, here's the thing about life. Everyone's got a best, everyone's got a worst. So yeah, that's easy. And don't ever go thinking that the worst thing that can happen to you already has. That is the work of naivete. That is the fastest way to get your heart truly broken again.
They're quiet for like a solid minute. Wish I didn't get attached, but I did.
What about now?
I don't know. Despite myself, I like them. They've seen me, and aside from Hildegard, who's young and sheltered, in a way. Besides her, none of them even blinked. Anaphora even attempted to help me hide it from them before she knew for sure they knew.
Kind kill die. There is an answer just about everywhere then. Well, what do I really call you?
Oh, Jetta.
Appreciated. You didn't have to share that, and you chose to.
I did. You've proven yourself to be, at the very least, an ally of sorts.
Nothing going against anyone here right now. I don't like seeing people take advantage of others. And something about this whole thing rubs me the wrong way. Wasn't sure who to blame at first.
The glacial behemoth, or
No, this whole mess. Thing lurking in the background waiting for us to let our guards down.
he killed and killed the only person I had. Pretended to be him for I don't even know how long. It fooled me. I don't know how. There was nothing different.
I've known angry changelings. I've known ones that sought out wizarding arts for the sake of revenge. Have a hunch about a few of them nearby. Don't know for sure though. It's possible, though I have my doubts. I don't
It
know
was
a
an
change.
ooze.
I don't know any changeling that could bewitch a hag into madness.
It wasn't a changeling. It was an ooze. An ooze. Well, I think it is a larger ooze that sent off a piece of itself to try and destroy the evidence of what we were discovering.
So I've heard.
Vask looked into something, and there's a wince, and saw a smile set in something that was red.
Hmm. My instincts told me vampire in the beginning. Coming this far north wouldn't be that unusual. Not so sure now.
Vampire can't change like that, can they?
Not one that I've met.
You know, I'm angry. And I will, if I ever see it again, I will hurt it. But honestly, I don't know. That's stupid, never mind.
That's your choice.
They pull out their little flask and take a drink.
I'm not gonna give you some pious speech about the poison that is anger and drowning in it and all that. You've heard it. You still walk the path. The only thing that's gonna get you out of it is getting your ass kicked or dying.
And one of
Alright.
those two, and one of those two is a relief.
Wouldn't be so sure about that. But
Yeah, I suppose I could end up in a shitty afterlife.
not sure. Do you want to know what I'd do if I were it?
I would like to hear.
I'd take advantage of your anger because it's the easiest thing in this whole canyon to go after. I'd piss you off. I'd appear like none, or better yet, I'd look like you.
Like me.
Who knows? It could. Take your shape, do something reckless, fracture things. Have your recklessness serve as a decoy. Endanger the others by going off to save your seeing red, blinded with rage ass. And then you're not the only one that dies, and likely, and if I were them, just because I've seen this sort of wickedness, I'd leave you for last, just so the last thought you have is knowing you got everyone else killed too.
You really know what you're doing, huh?
Had it a long time. Seen just about everything.
I hear you. Another friend, I suppose. Didn't give me that thought, but they did. I said I need to find something. Something besides just the rage.
Well, if it keeps you alive, stay angry.
I don't know if I can stop.
And then usually someone stops you.
The rage has kept me alive this long.
Has it
But-
though?
I don't know sometimes. Been a companion for more of my life than it hasn't been. Normally it's just here and it's fine and it's part of me and I can deal with it. You're right, it's easy to take advantage of.
You really hate this thing as much as you say?
I don't
Fine.
know. It was Nern for a long time, which means I trusted it like I trusted Nern. If it came to me as Nern, I don't know if I could hurt it. And that's
Another
stupid
possibility.
and foolish.
You know, the first time I changed, I nearly killed one of my best friends.
I'm sorry. Is there a follow-up to that?
Not really. It's an old story. He got over it, more ways than one. We hunted together for many years.
Is he still around?
No,
Was it age or...
age didn't much affect us. Not once we drank. It does, it
Oh,
affects us slowly. We don't die in our beds. We make sure of it. He died fighting.
Huh?
He died fighting.
Is that what he wanted?
That's what we all want.
I can relate to that.
Far be it from me to tell you not to. Just... if you know what you have is a weakness, and you know they're gonna exploit it, use it. Every advantage counts. If you can't bring yourself to do it, well, I think you got plenty of others around you who could. Could always ask Bida over there.
Biter, if someone was pretended to be me, would you be able to tell they weren't?
Just snorts a little bit.
It could be
Pretty sure
interpreted
he's
so many ways.
I don't know, that seemed like an assenting snort to me.
Maybe.
That is a member of the God of the Hunt's pack, you know.
You mentioned. That's significant at the very least.
Oh yes, not a common blessing. It might be a bit of a curse for him. Who knows?
How's that?
I mean, if you could be a horse or a dwarf or a wolf, which would you be?
I don't know.
Well, the answer's obviously wolf.
Shrugs.
I mean, look at him. He's kind of cheating, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a little set in my ways. Either way, it's good to meet you, Jeddah.
It was good to meet you in this space as well. I wish I could be it more. The more
Maybe
I
that.
change, the less time I have.
Maybe one day that word will come. Maybe.
If you see, like, he sees that they start to make a sarcastic comment, but stop themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I was hopeful once upon a time about that very thing. I hesitate to be so again, but I don't want to be dismissive either.
And there's hope for you yet, Jeddah.
Maybe there is. You are wise.
I've just got the shit kicked out of me a lot of times. Well, I suppose that is its own form of wisdom. You learn how not to the next time.
You don't know how to set a bone until it's broken.
Hey. Oh, that's a funny thing you said.
What's that?
No, just deja vu.
You know, if you ever need anything outside of the hunt, more urban, that's where my strengths lie.
Good to know.
Garm likes you. I think I like you too.
Well, good. I'll do my best to make sure I don't mess that up.
I'll keep you to that.
I rest with you. I don't mind being up all night. Could use it. It's quiet out here.
You sure?
Wouldn't have said it if I wasn't.
Yeah, but some people like to be chivalrous.
Ah, this ain't chivalry. Just let me be broody for a bit.
Yeah, you let me and I'll let you.
Now go brood in your sleep. Just change first.
Yes, I know. Also, if you tell any of them that I was brooding, I will deny it.
I wouldn't have it any other way. You could tell them I was if it makes you feel better.
Fine, I'll mutually assured destruction.
That's kind.
Yeah, they actually smile. Turn back and they get into bed.
Alright. A few minutes of silence go by, waiting to make sure he hears the sounds of the heavy breathing. Walks over to Vask. Takes a deep breath. Gets down on one knee, just taps the shoulder a little bit.
The tattoos, which were just almost like dimmed, like on a dimmer switch, actually do like brighten up when he wakes up. It's like, time already. All right, and he sits up.
It is. You carry a heavy burden.
Kind of blinks and he goes, forgive me, I just woke up. I'm sorry, what?
I'll give you a moment. Yes, it takes a lot to wrangle a collection like this. Just gestures at the other sleeping faces.
I mean, anaphora helps. A lot.
I'm sure. So, what are you planning on cooking?
And he kind of like looks through the rations and goes, "Still got some of the salmon from the night before. Think of something."
Fire's dying down. Be a good time to smoke it.
Oh yes, actually, good idea. And Using 3 hands, because he uses his telekinetic invisible mage hand, he sets it up. Very efficient when he's cooking. Having an extra hand really helps with cooking. He kind of minds that.
Such silent magic.
Oh, that's actually, I think, how we handled the witch so easily. Anaphora, she rendered it silent. She couldn't use spells, but I still could use mine.
That's a rare thing. Came you by such a power?
It kind of chuckles at that. Not consensually.
I know the smell of fell-spawn blood. Even under the skin.
Yeah.
Yet unlike the others, it appears you've had time to come to terms with it.
Oh, yeah. When everyone was discussing their age, I realized I might be the oldest one here besides you. Yeah, and he, but then he kind of, looks over at the birds and goes, or whatever those things are.
Yeah, don't think I haven't been paying attention to them a little bit.
I saw one of them die, and then it came back the next day. Not so strange for familiars, but they don't seem like familiars exactly.
Not too much will. Far too much. You keep an eye on that girl. I know you already are.
Yes, I am familiar with having powers thrust on you that you did not want. Although,
Yet,
that might be a common song those you run with.
oh, I chose mine. Most of us do. We do take in strays who were cursed, landed with abilities, drank of glamored water. Many things. And them, yes. The loathing runs deep. In time, you get past it. Nice to meet someone else who understands.
There are. He kind of grimaces as he realizes he's kind of admitting something he hasn't really admitted to anyone. He goes, I left many people in my wake when I let my anger control me. And unfortunately, with my gifts, when I get anger, people suffer.
I know that feeling all too well. I don't tell many, but there was one night I did not make it in before the red moons rose. I awoke and there was an entire village's worth of blood between my teeth. The worst part is that I lied about it to the Moonhold. I was out on the path. They did not know, and I did not tell them. Had they, I likely would have been hunted myself. But it is in the past.
It wasn't flesh I shredded when I let loose, I suppose. Mine is surprisingly fragile. It's not used to claws.
Oh, it takes a lot of training to deal with that. And train we do. But we have to. Many things attack the mind as well as the body.
And he kind of rubs his shoulder where he had gotten the spider bites.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder still kind of aches.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. You say you're familiar with Fellspawn.
Hunted many.
Yeah, so have I. I'm trying to understand what it was that made me this way.
Someone did this to you.
And others. I was just the. And he kind of pauses and goes, "Well, I can't say lucky. The one who survived. Or rather, I was the success." Lots of failed experiments leading up to, and he kind of pulls back the thick sleeve of the winter coat and to show the tattoos like injected under his skin. Lots of trial and error, from what I read in the notes that were still recoverable.
So you know they paid for it.
Ever been able to confirm if they're still alive or dead? Honestly, and he kind of glances at the rest before he silently, telepathically says to him, he goes, "And in my guiltier moment, I hope he is alive so I can rectify that mistake." And then he shrugs and goes, "But it's not something I dwell on. I've had years to come to terms with that. I may never find him."
I honestly hope you do. Monster like that can't run free.
Exactly. And damnedest thing, that lab that we found where they were experimenting, found one of his research books. They're using his learnings to conduct these experiments. I can't allow that.
Definitely not.
Have you ever heard of the name Ichabod?
Can't say as I have. We'll definitely be keeping an ear open for it in the Southlands.
Please do.
Yes, that's the sort of thing I can't ignore. Not heard tale nor seen folk marked like yourself. So I have my doubts I'd find anything, but
Honest, I hope no one ever has to bear these. It was excruciating. And the tattoos go from the normal blue to almost like a bruised purple briefly as he seems to be lost in thought for a moment. But they perk up again. Sorry, did not mean to vent about all my baggage.
oh, it's been a night for that.
Hmm.
Ability to read thoughts, I'm sure you already know plenty.
I've been trying to keep that restrained. There's a lot of secrets here, and I want to respect that. I have my own.
Indeed. Funny enough, I find just coming at it from a sagely position and just saying a few nice things tends to get people to open up here.
Oh, yes.
They just cannot wait to find someone they trust to get it out to. I mean, even you just did.
Well, now I feel awkward.
Old habit. One of my major primary tasks in the Moonhold is making sure that new pups who come in don't lose their way. But a lot of hard stories. They have it rough, skin changes. We do. Especially the ones that aren't given a good start.
Imagine. I've seen what understand what those who can just change how they look to look like other people go through. Can't imagine what those that the violence comes with must go through.
It's a lot. It's a rush till you learn that you and the beast are not enemies, and that and that listening to one another is not harmful. It can be quite risky. But ultimately, there's still a person underneath. They just have a beast underneath them when they're out.
And telepathically, he says, "I feel I should ask this myself, but this is just." Actually, never mind. I should ask him myself. Kind of glances over at Garm.
You have a good heart, Vask.
You know, that's kind of the thing about being able to read minds. You start realizing it's kind of what everyone needs.
Damn, that was good. You should write that down. You should write a book.
Yeah. Despite how he kind of grimaces, famous I seem to be, don't enjoy it.
I've never heard of you.
You seem to be the first one in this town.
Well, it must mean you're doing something right. Powers like yours. It's a very real chance someone could have paid me to hunt you. It's considered a good thing that
and
never
you wouldn't
happened.
have been the first. You wouldn't have
Sure.
been the first. There were other unscrupulous mages who saw my potential and wanted to. There was one who didn't care about me. He just wanted my flayed skin.
Yeah, wish I could say that was a new one, but nope.
He learned what it felt like to be flayed without a blade touching him.
Oh. Good heart and a savage one at the same time. That's a rare thing.
Like I said, I left many people behind me.
I think we understand one another then.
And he kind of nods and then offers him whatever he was cooking.
He takes a little smoked salmon and does enjoy it. Should write a book on food. I don't know, something like Vask's travel guide to food and friendship or some shit. I don't know. I'm not good at that.
I mean, I will say it would be nicer to be remembered for cooking rather than kind of lifts up. You know, he just goes. Rather be known for that rather than all this, and the tattoos flare a bit.
You make the best of what you got. You know that lesson well. Not much to teach you. Just whatever comes next for you.
What's coming next is a judge of the Einar.
Aye, there is that. Not sure what I'll do on that front. Probably just lay low. Let them go their way before I go mine.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna tell the rest. Don't know what everyone's plans are, but I think once the thaws come, I shouldn't be around.
Probably wise, yes.
Actually, that might be wise for most of us.
You've made
And he
friends
kind of
here.
looks at Vara and goes,
Mhm.
especially her from what we've learned.
Aye, rare gift she has. Well, far be it for me to decide your path for you, but sometimes things work out in strange ways. I think you have something that a lot of these people need.
Out of character, and it's it's the calm emotion spell.
Yeah.
But and Vask nods and he goes, I'm trying.
Everyone is.
Like I said, the person who taught me how to cook kind of taught me to survive. Beyond just that.
And they taught you well. I
Yes,
feel like
they were just some hedge mage working with the mercenary company, but they were a better teacher than them. And he kind of glances at the tattoos again, but I don't want to speak too much about it. Apologies.
it's fine. Learn what lessons you can from where you can. Wisdom's sometimes just as important as knowledge. Some things you can only learn from being out there yourself. If you'll excuse me, I'll get what little rest I can before sunrise. I don't need much.
Rest well.
Enjoy the sunrise. Probably going to be a good one. Lucan settles down, just leaning up against a tree and just out like a light almost instantly.
Now that's a superpower. Forget the whole turning into a werewolf.
Fucking jealous. Bastard.
See, that's something I often remark upon when I see my dog sleeping. I'm like, man, I will never be as comfy as you.
Right. A few hours pass in silence. The sun does slowly start to creep over the valley, and it is indeed beautiful. The clouds catch the light. The air, very heavy, very quiet. Just the slightest little animal sounds. Snow falling from branches as the wind slightly begins to pick up. And as sunrise goes, you all rise to continue your hunt, which we're going to go to next time.
Yay!
Hey.